Good morning, everybody. This is number 3. I'm here by myself, so I have to play with all the technology. I have a computer, I have this phone, and I have another camera. So trying to get things and get everything in bits and pieces and whatnot. So I'm trying my best and learning. So hopefully everyone is staying sane, being in. I miss you all terribly, but being on the mat is one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves. So for this morning, we're going to do a gentle and easy flowing practice. So do prepare yourself if you want to get some yoga blocks, if you have them. If you don't have any blocks, and you usually like to use blocks, that you can actually get some books, provided you still have books in the house. Some places, I guess, don't. Anything that would help bring things up for you. Of course, a blanket, you can use a towel, anything like that that's going to help you to support your head, support your legs. And as usual, you can use a chair to help you with many of these things. I will be posting some specific chair classes. I will also be doing some specific meditations. And I have a friend who just posted a wonderful yoga nidra, and I will be sharing that for everybody as well. So hopefully lots of things that you can access to keep yourself healthy and well and sane during this crazy time. And we also want to keep ourselves fit. So I will be putting together some fun fitness kinds of things that we'll be able to do together as well. So let's slowly gather our things, bring ourselves onto the mat, and let's go ahead and lie back. It's important to always begin our practice with a centering, where we begin just to feel what we're feeling, to notice what is going on, whether it's in our mind or our bodies, and just to begin to ground ourselves, just to begin to feel our bodies supported by the earth. We can take some big deep breaths in. We can then open our mouths and let out some sighs, some just to kind of maybe feel everything letting go. And let's do that a couple more times. Big deep breath in. And then we open our mouth, letting out a and just releasing. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. And our eyes are gently closed. Let our jaws gently relax, feeling the bottom teeth gently pulling from the upper. Letting our tongue soften down into the floor of our mouth. Can we feel that jaw begin to relax? And maybe here, feel our heads. Just let our heads have a heaviness, just to let go. And then just notice we're okay. Notice perhaps if there was any tension in our neck, it slowly starts to dissipate. And then can we feel our shoulders just slowly beginning to relax and melt down? Maybe you didn't notice before that you were raising the shoulders up or even rounding them forward. But now you can say, it's okay. I can let go. I don't need to carry the weight of the world around on my shoulders. Let me just let go. And always giving ourselves that permission to let out that sigh, that and maybe it becomes even a little moan. Maybe even a little scream, and that's okay. You're in your own home, nobody's going to hear you, and maybe that's what you need to do, to just let it go. And maybe we need to wiggle the shoulders. Maybe we just need to wiggle that upper body just a tiny bit. And just feel And then noticing our buttocks. You know, we don't think about it, but we can squeeze our buttocks tight some of the times and just hold it tight like we're holding on to everything. And then suddenly we realize that and we can just start letting that go. And then not only does the buttocks release, but we may feel the whole back start to release. We may feel that whole chain up from the top to the bottom, from the bottom up to the top. Feel everything letting go. And just feel that mat beneath us, supporting us. Maybe we chose to keep our knees bent with our feet flat. That may be better for us. Maybe we let our legs go long and we can feel the backs of the heels into the mat. Our arms, if we can let them just come down by our side, let's turn our palms up so that the chest is open. And we can feel that earth, we can feel the mat, we can feel that support in that space. And just let's settle in. And with our eyes gently closed as we're settling and breathing, let's just notice, do we have our breath seeming to go more into one spot more than the other? Maybe more to one side than the other. Just notice, don't judge. But just notice. And then, maybe drawing a little more breath into that space. And allow that place to open up. And feel that support that's beneath us. Just breathe. This morning, our class is accompanied by one of my favorites, Yoga Moods. It's a Yoga Fit CD. Because that's where we are here. We are in yoga mood. Feeling that breath coming fully into the base of the lungs, now rising upwards. And as though we can draw that breath all the way up to the top of our head, as though we can bring it to the space between our brain and our skull. And then we let it go from that top all the way down and let it come out. So maybe here you can imagine drawing that breath up from your tailbone all the way up this spine. And it doesn't end there because it comes up into that brain. And then feeling it softly coming down. And maybe at this moment, because you're of yoga mind, yoga body, yoga breath, you may automatically begin connecting to the chakras, our energy centers, that as it rises from the tail, beginning at the roots, and rising into the pelvis, into the belly, into the heart, throat, the mind, and that very top of the head. Maybe for you, you begin to notice those colors, beginning with the color red and orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then that white light at the top of the head. And those colors are the colors of the rainbow. It's actually the colors that are refracted through a prism, through a drop of water. The colors that make up white. So stay with this for just a few more breaths, whatever works for you as you breathe and move and feel this energy flowing through your bodies. And then when you are feeling ready, if you're lying on your back, let's draw our knees into our chest. Give ourselves a hug. If we chose to sit this morning, we can let our upper body melt down. And just take a moment here, giving ourselves a hug, giving ourselves a little rock, side to side, just like we rock a baby, to soothe and to quiet, to find stillness. And then slowly come back to stillness. Allowing the knees to come into the chest. If we're lying on our backs, if we are sitting on the chair, we can slowly begin to sit upwards. Maybe allow our hands to remain, though, at our knees. Let's go ahead and begin a slow and flowing Apanasana. So if we're seated on our chair today, we'll just gently lift one knee up while the other leg is down, and then we'll just switch them through. But lying on our backs, we let our feet be strong. So as I come down on my back, our knees are up. Let our feet be strong, and then gently flow ourselves through. Just allowing ourselves to create some space in our bodies. And it's up to you how high or how low the leg is. But notice the lower the leg is down to the ground, you may feel a little pull in the back. So perhaps let the leg raise up a little bit more. And if you press the leg all the way up in the sky, you may not really get much sensation at all. So take this time for you to notice how you feel. What feels best for you, and then we can go ahead and maybe allow our body to create a tiny little twisting motion. Hopefully we begin to feel some firmness into the belly. And our Apanasana is our release wind pose. So here we can let go. Again, we can always, that gentle release. We'll flow with this a few more times. Again, if you're seated in the chair, you can just bring one knee up towards the chest while the other leg presses towards the earth. And then when you feel that you've done both legs evenly, let's go ahead and draw those knees into the chest again. Softening our bodies, relaxing in this space. Maybe giving ourselves a hug. We can hug underneath if we wish, or we can hug right over at the knee. But we don't want to push down here by the tibia. That will actually tighten the hips and they may begin to revolt. So we just go ahead and melt. And then again, we can create a tiny little side to side rock. Let's go ahead and keep our right knee to our chest. We're going to let the left leg extend and slowly lower it down to our mat. We'll let the right leg here begin to move, maybe create some circles. And again, seated on the chair, we can certainly hold that right knee and just allow some circular motions to take place. You can go clockwise, you can go counterclockwise. Whatever feels right and good for you. But certainly we'll always unwind. So let's find our stillness and center once again, drawing that thigh in and then taking it the other way. Just feel our breath, that slow and gentle connection. And remember, the only prerequisite that we have to practice yoga is for us to breathe. So let's draw that right knee up and towards our chest once again, but this time our left hand is going to come to that knee. Our right arm will reach out to the side, the palm turns up. We let our gaze gently look to the right. Let's keep that left leg strong, and then we'll slowly begin to take that right knee to the left, but stop when you feel the first sensation of resistance. Just slowly begin to feel here. Feel the body still strong. Feel that ground and earth holding you. And then as the body begins to soften, as we let out that we can maybe come into that twist a tiny bit more. Let our eyes closed and put that yoga smile on your face. Because all we need to do here is breathe to feel. And then allowing that leg to come a little bit more wherever it feels good for you. Honoring the feelings. When you feel the resistance, don't drive past. Maybe stay there. And then let's go ahead and wiggle just a bit. Wiggle the shoulders. Wiggle the hips just a tiny bit. And then see if the body goes a little deeper. I bet it does, because you get a little release. And then we can take this knee and maybe straighten this leg a little and then bend it in. Just take a few times here. I always equate this to like kicking a soccer ball, and I'll be honest with you, I've never played soccer in my life. Like we say, I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night. I've watched the game. And by the way, Holiday Inn Express, I stayed there for 7 weeks after my house fire. They have the best bedding. I bought their comforter and their pillows. And then go ahead and come into this space again. If you want that leg to straighten, you're welcome to do so. But if you soften the knee, you may find yourself relaxing a little more. Straightening the leg creates tension, and we really want to let go. So just see for you, keeping that right shoulder melted, feeling that arm heavy, just letting the inner gaze as we close our eyes, looking through the third eye. And then very gently as we inhale, can we roll out of this pose? Let the hands again draw that knee to the chest, and I bet that leg gets a little bit deeper as we soften the shoulder blades down. Let's go ahead and let that right knee now open out to the right. Let your right hand hold. Let that left arm now melt out to the side. Just breathe into the opening here of the inner thigh, and then slowly lower that foot down so the outer edge of the foot is on the mat. The foot doesn't have to touch the left leg. And then just take a moment here. Maybe you want to massage that inner thigh a bit if that feels good. Maybe you want to slide your hand and lift that right leg just a bit to help it. Maybe you want to try a little bit of both, whatever feels good. And again, can we let that go? Let's slide our left foot now up the mat, letting that left knee bend. And we're going to use our right hand to support the right thigh as we slowly lift this right leg up. Can we have the toe, hooking the two fingers, the index and middle, between the second toe, and the big toe. And then maybe take a moment here, finding a half happy baby. Draw awareness to that right shoulder. You don't want to lift that up. You want to slowly draw this down. And now feel the opening in the inner thigh. And yes, you can do these on the chair. It takes a little bit more work. Or draw that right ankle over that left knee and pause here in a seated pigeon. Now for those of you whose leg just wants to reach out to the side, go ahead and do so if that feels good. But don't force it. Just be there. And I bet you feel now that inner thigh stretching. Let's go ahead and slowly bend this back in again. Draw that knee one more time into the chest. Let's go ahead and bring that left leg in again. Give ourselves that hug one more time. And how does that right side feel as compared to the left? Notice any changes or shifts that may have taken place. And then can we begin to lengthen out that right leg, lower that on down. And then when you're ready, as we draw that left knee in, we'll make some circles with that left. Letting our eyes be closed and just feel here a gentle rhythm of the breath and the movement. So again, allowing ourselves to come into a circle in whatever position feels good. Whatever direction, however far. But notice what we feel. And then pausing, bringing that knee into the chest once again. Can we then go the opposite way? And maybe notice now how just going that opposite way, you get a different sensation. You're working the muscles differently, areas that may usually not be stretched. But creating this sense of mobility will allow the muscles to begin to rest, to release and stretch. Getting some nice lubrication here into that joint. Let's go ahead and pause once again, drawing that knee to the chest. Shoulders are softly down. Right hand will come to that left knee. Left arm reaches out to the side. The palm turns up. And as we turn our gentle gaze with our smile to the left, right heel stays affixed, right leg strong, drawing that left leg to the right. But again, stop. When you feel that first sensation, whether it's resistance here in the hip or the thigh, maybe the back, maybe you feel it on the right leg. It doesn't matter where you're feeling it, but you feel that resistance. Stop. Don't charge past. Breathe. And when you feel that body do that little go ahead and take it a little bit further. You're welcome to accept what's being given to you, but don't take something that is not being offered. That's when we get in trouble. And then once you feel that you've gone as far as it's going to go ahead and wiggle. Wiggle the shoulder, wiggle the hip, and then maybe a little bit deeper. And then would you like to maybe straighten the leg and bend the leg? And again, the soccer kick. Gently though and softly. And maybe noticing how each time you can go a little bit deeper. And then find where it works for you. So remember, if you have your legs straight, that may be tightening. If you bend that knee, just allowing the weight of the leg to fall to that side, you're really going to get that nice release. The left shoulder is down, that left arm is long. You have that gentle yoga smile on your face. The eyes are closed, you breathe and you go, And then as we inhale, slowly coming out of this pose, just for a moment, drawing the knee again into the chest, and then let the left hand begin to take that left leg out to the left and pause as you feel this is that opposite. And then gently lower that outside of that left foot down to the mat. The left foot doesn't have to touch the right. That right arm is out to the side. That left hand can massage. Maybe you want to massage that inner thigh. Maybe you want to slide the hand under the thigh and support it. Maybe you just want to play. Maybe you just want that arm to rest. And notice how the two sides are very different. And then our left hand will slide under the left leg. Help that leg come up. Once again, drawing that knee to the chest, and we'll prepare ourselves here for our half happy baby. So let's slide the right knee up, the right foot is flat, left arm comes to the inside of the left leg. Go ahead and reach for the big toe. So remember, the second and third fingers slide between the second toe and the big toe. And then we gently allow this leg to lift. Now again, notice this shoulder. Are you hiking it up? Can you draw this shoulder down? Breathe in and feel that chest. And then again, would you like that leg to open out to the side? Maybe yes, maybe no. So where do you want to be? And then we'll softly bring that knee once again in. Let's go ahead and draw the other knee in. Give ourselves a nice hug. Rocking a little side to side. And from here, we can either rock ourselves straight up, or let's come onto our side and let's come to hands and knees. So setting ourselves up for a moment into hands and knees. You be on your mat. I'm just bringing myself into this position right now. Widening out our fingers, aligning shoulders over the hands, the hips over the knees. You can curl your toes or point. So for right now, let's just flow into our cows and cats. Breathing in as our heart lifts and opens. We feel our back melting into the chest and belly. And then as we exhale, push the earth away. Feel the belly strong so that our back gets long and wide like a waterfall cascading. Feel that strong inhale, lifting and opening. And here, maybe letting out that sigh, that But the next time, guys, as you inhale, let's look forward. Open that chest. We're going to shift our weight left. We're going to take the right leg. Can we step it up? Think here. We just did this. This was our half happy baby. And then take that right arm up into the sky as that left hand presses here into the earth. Find that breath. And then as we look down at our mat again, let's bring that right hand down and just for a moment align the shoulders. Can you bend those elbows just a tiny bit here? Just kind of, again, work those shoulders, just soften them. Just feel here. And then as we inhale, look forward again, shift that weight left. Bring that right leg back. Let's give ourselves a few cows and cats again, just loosening and lengthening. And then we'll inhale, look forward, that nice cow pose. Stay here, head reaching away from the shoulders, feeling those back muscles strong. Slowly shift our weight into the right leg. Let that left foot lift up. Right hand stays strong, and then we gently rotate to the left. Feel that right hand pressing that earth away. Feel that left arm lifting, chest is open. And then slowly as we begin to come back to center, lowering that left hand, aligning those shoulders, and then maybe bending those elbows and softly and gently letting go. And then inhale, look forward one more time. Shift the weight right. Let's bring that left knee back. This time we want to curl the toes. Come into a few cows and cats once again. And we're gonna flow ourselves up into downward dog. Yes, I said flow, a gentle and easy. I'll go ahead and turn. Don't thrust yourself or force yourself into the pose, but as we take a nice big inhale, lifting, toes are curled under. As you exhale, belly is strong, press the earth away, let the hips ease back and the hips coming up. Take a moment here to walk the dog just a little bit. And then can you bring your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, or do both? Find that forward fold. Let the tailbone rise. Imagine your tailbone right now is hooked, so your body is just floating down like a towel on a towel rack. Walk your hands to one side, whatever side you wish to come to. And then we'll come back center and walk the other way. Coming back center one more time. Let's take a nice inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, sit back into those hips. Begin to bring the hips back, lowering them down just a bit. Let our arms reach out to the side, or maybe you would like to have your hands at your thighs. Feel the back strong, and let's press all the way up and lengthen ourselves through. As we exhale, let big arms reach all the way out. And let's find our mountain pose. Feel the heels energetically pulling away. Feel the arches of the feet lift. Let's go ahead and roll our shoulders just a tiny bit. And then standing nice and tall. Take a moment here once again to feel the feet. Feel that sense of grounding. Feel that sense of connection. Feel that energy rising up the body. So you can feel everything coming all the way up here to the top of the head. Now this is where you may wish to have a block. So let's just see how we feel here. As we inhale, letting our arms reach all the way upwards to the sky, lengthening through. Let's soften our knees, come into a forward fold. As we inhale, look forward. It's that extended forward fold. We're going to keep our weight shifted into the right foot. We're going to step the left foot back and just gently ease the hips back or bring the hips forward. This is where those blocks would come in handy. You would need to have 2 of them. And they could come here on the mat so that you can bring the earth a little closer to you. Let's just allow the hips to move a bit forward and back. And then just for the moment, as we draw the hips as far forward as we can, we're just going to lower that back left knee. Pointing the toe just for a moment, pressing into that top of the foot, and just lift our heart. Feel our body lift. Let's curl the toe under one more time. Lift that leg strong. Come back up, and we want to step up into the fold. Again, walk your hands maybe to one side, whatever side you wish to come to. And then we'll come back to center and we'll go to the opposite side. And then we come back center. And if you're using a chair today, you can have this chair in front of you. And as we inhale, let's look forward again, that extended forward fold. As we exhale, bring the hips back and then down. Keep that back long. Hands can be at our thighs, or if we wish, our arms reach out to the side. We press all the way up, and once again, lifting and lengthening. Go ahead, just for this moment, reach up as high as you can. Feel the hips move forward a bit. Don't try to squeeze them back. Don't tighten them, but feel now that front of the body lifting and opening. Feel the heart lifting to the sky, and as you exhale, soften the knees and begin to forward fold back down. Once again, an extended forward fold as you inhale. We're going to shift our weight this time, left foot. Let's step that right foot back. And same thing, maybe you want the block under your hands, and just let our hips kind of sway a little forward and back. Just find our breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Exploring the motion, exploring the sensation. All we need to do is breathe. And then the next time those hips are coming forward, let's go ahead and slide them forward. Lower down that knee. Can we point that toe and press into that top of the foot and lift and open the heart? So the interesting thing here is we call it the top of the foot, but technically it's called the dorsum, which means the back. That's a Jeopardy question. And then when you're ready, go ahead, curl that toe one more time, lift that leg strong, lift up and step one last time into that fold. And maybe you got a little bit deeper in that fold. Feel the weight shift a little more into the balls of the feet. Feel those arches lifting up. Maybe you can feel that back of the heel as though you could slide a piece of paper underneath. And then as you inhale, look forward one more time. But this time we get to step back with your favorite leg. Step back. Let's lower that knee. Step back the other knee. Point your toes, open your knees, and let's flow back into our child's pose. So take a moment here, finding that child's pose, allowing our bodies to rest, to release. Breathe here into the ribs, into the back, as though you're breathing into gills. And again, always giving ourselves that chance to make that little Now in our child's pose, if we had drawn our hands back towards our feet, or maybe we stacked our hands so we could rest our head, let's bring our arms forward so that we can come into the extended child's pose, our Utthita Balasana. Letting our arms come forward, let's walk our hands a bit to one side. Don't go too far, but let one hand stay on the mat and maybe the other hand comes off the mat, so that you can really feel yourself breathing into that opposite rib, that opposite armpit. Just feel yourself creating a sense of length. And then we'll walk our hands center again. Maybe sink those hips back as our hands are pushing the mat away. Walk now the opposite way. And again, not too far. One hand stays on the mat, the other hand is off, as we feel the side of the body really coming into that space. And then come back center. So let's go ahead here and prepare ourselves for a thread the needle. We're going to inhale and lift up a bit. So you want to feel your body lift. Let's go ahead and all go in the same direction here, as we're going to take our left hand. We're going to thread it under the right. And as your hips rise up a bit, bend that right elbow so that now as you rest onto the left side of the head and the left shoulder, that left shoulder is down, that right elbow's up, and that right shoulder's easing back to align itself onto that left. Now for those of you who like to play in this pose, remember we have a little balance here. You can shift your weight into the left leg, bring that right leg down, or maybe you'd like to bring that right leg up into the air. And if you're really frisky today, maybe you'd like to take the right hand off the mat and lift it up in the sky. I'm not sure how close I am to anything behind me right now, so I'm not going to go in the event that I roll over. And then when you're ready, if you did raise the leg, we'll bring that leg back in. Sink ourselves on back. And then come back to that child's pose. Beautiful. So what do you say we do the other side? Take a nice inhale, look forward, lift the tush just a bit here. And then bring that right arm threaded under that left. Finding once again that thread the needle, but make sure this left elbow is up. It's in line with the shoulder, not letting that arm drop, but you're really helping yourself. And then if you'd like, we can slide that left leg back. Are you feeling frisky? And then would you like to lift that leg? So when I switch position, I saw how much space I have. I think I can be safe here if I want to lift that left arm up. And I am going to roll over, and I made sure I was safe. So play, feel. And then when you're ready, you can bring that leg in. Slowly, let's come out of the thread. And then just for a moment, ease ourselves up and let's have a seat. So we can always have the lift. If you have a blanket, I forgot to bring a blanket over, so I'm just going to sit on my computer case. All kinds of things do in a pinch. We can use those blocks, remember, to support our legs if that feels right. And let's take a moment just to sit nice and tall, letting our hands be open, our shoulders relax, let our eyelids close, and give ourselves a few of those big deep breaths and those sighs again, that Let our eyes close and feel that yoga smile come just not on our face, but into every cell and every molecule of our being. And as we did in the beginning, let's imagine we're drawing that breath from our tailbone all the way up to the top of our heads. Just allowing it to rise. As we feel that breath coming into that base, our roots. I feel grounded. I am connected. When we feel that breath into our pelvis, I am who I am, and I have what I need. And the breath is into our bellies. I am strong. And our breath is into our hearts. I am loved. The breath is into our throats. I speak words of peace. When the breath is up in our mind at our third eye, I see beauty all around me. And as that breath rises up all the way to the very top of our head, I seek question. I reach. I am. Slowly begin to lower ourselves down onto our mats. If we have something that we can cover our eyes, let's do so. Supporting our heads, supporting our legs, supporting our body in any way that feels right for us today. Just feel once again the whole body resting, relaxing, feeling supported, feeling grounded. Just listen and feel the breath. Relaxing our eyes and our heads. Letting our lids just softly come together as though in a gentle kiss. Feeling our jaws relaxed as a gentle space between the upper and lower teeth. Tongues softly float in a pool of moisture, the floor of our mouth. The breath moves in and out freely. Our shoulders relax. You can feel the beating of our hearts, full of love. The expansion of our chest. The openness of our arms. We feel the release of the hips and the length of the legs. As our whole body just sits in stillness and calm, as though we are just floating. Bring into your mind's eye this vision of peacefulness, of calmness, of strength, of openness. You are all that you need to be. You are perfect in every way. Slowly begin to deepen our breath to bring us back to the awareness of now. You can gently begin to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Move our ankles and move our wrists. And then whatever move calls to you. If you would like to stretch out your arms and legs, maybe give yourself a hug, maybe massage your neck and your head. Maybe you want to bring the knees to the chest and give yourself that loving hug. And then gently begin to guide ourselves to come back to a seat. Just feel the head balancing perfectly over the shoulders over the hips. Breath moving effortlessly in our bodies. And then let's bring our hands to our hearts. May the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. And may the pure light within you guide you on. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Missing you all in person, but so glad we can be together, at least in this way. Do keep in touch. Thank you all for such great response that I have been getting and working hard on this. Hopefully we'll have something from Jess tomorrow. If not, you'll have me again. And hopefully we'll have Elaine. But we're going to be doing all kinds of fun things. So please keep following, stay tuned, keep in touch. Love you all. Stay well, healthy. Namaste.